under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's...
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
In keeping with the summer theme, today I'm gonna run down the top 8 GIJoe water-based vehicles. Those fun toys you took in the kiddie pool where you'd end up losing lots of missiles and other accessories during play.
Still, fun was had.
Oh, and before we start, there will be no USS Flag on this list. It's a playset, not a vehicle. Though I suppose you could try putting it in a bathtub if your bath is big enough.
It still gets an honorable mention though.
What also gets an honorable mention is the Tactical Battle Platform. It's water-based, but again, it's a playset.
It holds a special place in my heart.
You see, we didn't get GIJoe here in Belgium until the 1985 line, so no GIJoe headquarters. That meant that the platform was what I used as my GIJoe HQ until the mobile command center came along anyway. And yes, the flag is also from 85, but we didn't get that over here either.
By the way, just because a vehicle isn't on the list doesn't mean I think it's bad. I probably just think it's average.
The only really bad one I can think of is the rat, so if there was a worst list, which I'm not gonna do, this would take the top spot. And one of the only spots if I'm being honest.
Anyway, on to the list proper.
Number 8. The Cobra Hammerhead. It's a submarine with wheels, and somehow that's awesome. It's a good example of the think-outside-the-box design that Cobra vehicles are known for, and it has tons of neat stuff like jet skis and mini-subs.
Just a fun vehicle all round.
Number 7. The Polar Shark. Spoilers, this is the only vehicle on the list that's not from the original toy line.
To repeat, this doesn't mean that I think modern vehicles are bad, just that they don't wow me.
But the Polar Shark is a cool futuristic little submarine that could double as a space fighter or something, and the design just charms me for some reason. Number 6. The Cobra Bug. To repeat, out of the box thinking. And it doesn't get much more out of the box than this thing. I've reviewed the Bug before in all its weird glory, and I can't help but like it. Tons of features, an alien look, and a cool driver. Though I will admit this thing can be an acquired taste to say the least. Number 5. The Sea Ray. Still a bit out there, but quite a bit more conventional is the Sea Ray. Cobra's answer to the Shark, as it's a submarine and a flying machine. It also has one more feature in that it can split in two, so you have a glider and a sub, something the Shark can't do.
Well, I suppose you could split it in two, once.
Number 4. The Water Moccasin. This was the first vehicle I ever got, as well as one of the first 3 GIJoe toys I ever got, period. So this thing and Copperhead can be held at least partially responsible for this channel existing today.
For that alone, it deserves to be on the list, and perhaps it should even get a statue.
Also, it was the first water vehicle Cobra got. Even without all that, it's still a really cool looking vehicle that stood the test of time.
Okay, this list is pretty heavy on Cobra stuff. I guess their vehicles are just cooler, but don't worry, there is GIJoe goodness to come. Like, for example...
Number 3. The Shark. A submarine and a flying vehicle all in one. What's not to love? Plus, it gave kids whose parents didn't or couldn't buy a Sky Striker a much cheaper alternative to fight Cobra in the sky. Also, it has lots of play value and still looks cool.
Okay, I also have to address something about the list.
A lot of the vehicles you've seen have had recolors or even remakes over the years. Hell, the Polar Shark is technically a variation of this shark, but it was different enough to include. For all others, I've decided to only put the original version of the vehicle on the list. So, no shark recolors or Tiger Force stuff. I'm bringing that up here because it's kinda important for the last 2 entries.
And now for numbers 2 and 1.
The winners are...
There is no number 2.
Numbers 1. The Whale and the Cobra Hydrofoil.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't decide between these two.
They are very different to each other, but both are awesome in their own ways. The Whale has so many features and extra stuff, it can double as a command center while still being a vehicle, unlike the Flag. It looks like a floating fortress that packs a hell of a punch. The Hydrofoil, on the other hand, looks fast, mean and vicious. Both have lots of weapons and lots of room for extra figures. This is where that rule of only using the first version of the toys come in, as both these bad boys were recolored for Night Force, and indeed, these are also excellent.
But the originals are just a bit more special to me.
And yes, it really was impossible for me to pick the best between these two, so do let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, or which you'd have put on this list that I didn't include.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?
Under the sea, darling, it's better down where